So we've made three main changes. The first is probably the most important. We're starting a pilot program. So we have five specific offices in the state that are going to require an appointment at certain times. Also, starting October 1st, customers can only take two Class C knowledge tests or motorcycle endorsement knowledge tests per day in an office. And then finally, our Lebanon and Stayton offices are expanding from 3 to 5 days a week to serve more people.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Um, if I'm not mistaken, the Junction City office is also only open 3 days a week as well, right?
That is correct.
Okay. And is Springfield all 5 days?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. So, one one question I have is what if somebody needs something like ASAP? They lost their driver's license and they go and call and make an appointment and there's no appointments available maybe the next day perhaps.
So what's really important to know is that these offices that are going to appointment only, we have a lobby management service that manages their appointments and they're responsible for setting their own appointments. So I can tell you like Junction City, they are going to make 30% of their appointments are reserved for same day. So they'll have the ability for someone who does drop in and has that, you know, they're panicked because they have to have something done right away, they'll be able to schedule them right there and then for an appointment. So we're not like shutting people out. We're actually accommodating more people by doing this.
Okay, perfect. Good to know. And will it be, so we said Springfield earlier, open 5 days a week, Junction City, 3 days a week. Will each of those uh days be all appointment onlys or just select few?
Yes, both of those offices have chosen to go to full day appointments. So it will be a definite switch, but they're very confident that they can serve people and offer them that security that they're going to be served when they have an appointment. Right now, you sit around for hours, you don't know if you're going to be seen, and that's frustrating, not just for the customer, but for us as well. We don't want to be doing that either.
Yeah, good point. Thank you for that. As far as making the appointments go, is that something, are there multiple methods to go about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can schedule it on DMV to you. You can also call our customer assistants if you don't have access to the internet, and they'll be happy to make you an appointment. Or, like I said, you can walk into these offices and they can help set up an appointment for you.
Okay, great. And what happens in the case where maybe there's no appointments for tomorrow, they're all booked, but what if a few people cancel? Will there be a wait list or a cancel list?
Yeah, so, and again, this is all done through a computer system. So it's as soon as someone cancels, that appointment will become available in that office. Also, folks can't schedule an appointment for more than 7 days in advance, at least for Junction City. I checked on that this morning. So that's important to note. If you go and you're hoping to find something 3 weeks from now and you see no appointments, don't get frustrated. It's because it hasn't been released yet. So we want to make sure that people are just focusing on the here and now. So we want to limit them so that they can just, if I want to go next Wednesday, I'm going to check and make an appointment for next Wednesday. I know that I will be seen at 3:40
Okay, so you can only make an appointment in 1 week advance time,
at Junction City.
only at Junction City. Perfect.
Not
Okay.
only, I'm just saying, I checked this morning because you
Oh,
specifically asked about Junction City and
mm-hmm.
your thing, so I asked
Yeah.
them. I don't, again, there's five different offices. Each one may be doing things differently,
Okay.
but I know that they set their own appointments, and so they can basically kind of watch what's happening. They can monitor and follow appointment trends, and they can adjust them as necessary on the fly.
Okay, great. So that's just Junction City, and then should is there maybe like a website or anything to look up if you're going to a different location, or what will you just kind of see that when you're making the appointment? Oh, I can't see past.
You'll see that when you're making the appointment. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And then what happens, if an appointment is set for an hour block, but or 30 minutes or whatever it may be, but it ends up going a little bit longer. And we could potentially see, backups because you never know what's going to happen. Um is there any concern that it's not going to be as much of a time saver as it should be in those situations?
There's little concern of that. Our employees they're very adept at moving customers through. They also know what the customer's coming in for the appointment for, because when you make that appointment, you typically specify what it is. And so they know how much time to allow for that appointment. So that helps them. Plus, you're not just talking about one person helping one person. You have multiple people that are able to handle that. So if this person goes over by a little bit, the next person can take the next appointment, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Okay.
Would you say right now, currently, I'm not sure if you can just confidently say this or not, so it's okay if not, but would you say more people walk in rather than make appointments, or is it pretty common to make that appointment first?
I would say that depends on the office. I can tell you that Junction City and Springfield have very few appointments right now. Most people are drop-in. So again, that'll be a big adjustment. One reason that we chose some of these offices, for example, Junction City, is that Eugene is only 20 minutes away. And so there is another option if somebody needs to drop in. They have another place to go. But another thing that we've learned is that a lot of people from Eugene and Springfield will drive to Junction City if they see long lines at their larger DMVs because they think they'll get served. By going to appointment only, we're really serving more of the local community.
Yeah, it's a great point. Thank you for that. Yeah, so you mentioned there's those 5 locations that you're calling a pilot program. Now, if this is successful, could we maybe see an expansion?
We could see an expansion. I don't think we're ever going to go all appointments statewide, but we could definitely keep rolling it out at other offices depending on how it works.
And is there any chance maybe for community feedback after this rolls out, of how it's going so you guys
Oh,
kind of
absolutely.
know?
Yeah, we encourage community feedback. We want to know what people are thinking of this. We've already had people leaving us feedback just with concerns, and that's great because then we can address those concerns and work them into our plans. But yeah, community feedback is always appreciated. You can do that on OregonDMV.com. You can also call our customer assistance, or you can just let the person that's helping you in the office know.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. Um, I guess my one other question I guess I have is this might not be communicated to everyone as quickly as we hope. So, what
Mhm.
happens in the event somebody does walk into an appointment only location?
So we have signage on all of those offices as well as nearby offices, so people don't go to Eugene and then think, well, I'm just going to go to Junction City today. So we're letting them know through that. We've also been those different offices have been letting customers know for the past couple weeks. They've known this is coming. And then obviously, folks like you are getting the word out through the news. We're very grateful for that. But if you show up to Junction City, you don't have an appointment, again, they are going to do their best to fit you in. So they're going to go into their system, find an available appointment for that same day, and get you in as best they can.
Okay, great. Thank you. Let's see. I guess and you might have already said it, but I maybe I forgot already. Why were these locations specifically chosen? Was it because they were busy and that you saw an uptick of people trying to get into appointments? Or excuse me, just trying to get in general.
Yeah, we looked again. I so many of these offices were chosen for different reasons. Perhaps their size, perhaps because they have another DMV nearby that can handle drop-ins if they are not taking them. Um, these are just offices that made the most sense for us and worked for, again, it's a pilot program. So we'll see how it goes. We can fine tune it. But we think that we're going to provide people with more security. And that's what you want. You want to go to the DMV, know you're going to get seen, get in and out, not sit around for hours and hours and hours.
Definitely. I think everyone can agree on that one. And then just one thing that we haven't talked about was the new enforcement of the I believe it was the 2 tests a day.
Daily knowledge tests, yeah. So that's going to two tests per day in a DMV office. So until this changed, you've been able to take as many knowledge tests as you like in a day, depending on that office's availability. And that's kind of scary because you have customers that will take a test 10 to 12 times in a day, just hoping that they'll pass by chance. And that tells us that they're not learning the information. And the whole purpose of a knowledge test is to make sure that new drivers know the rules of the road and have basic safe driving information. So this will take care of that. It'll let people know they really need to take it seriously. They really need to study that manual before they take a test, because they're not just going to be able to do it over and over and over again.
Okay, great. And just for my clarification, it's the driver's license test and a motorcycle license?
Yeah, so it's the Class C knowledge test, which is the basic knowledge test you need to take to get a regular driver's license, and then also the basic test for a motorcycle endorsement.
Okay, great. Is there anything I didn't ask that you want to mention or wanted to say?
We're really excited about this. We know that change can cause some concern, so we want people to know that we're doing this because we think it's really going to help out. We think that it's going to help provide security for people, the confidence that they'll be served. And then the other thing is that the best line is online. So before you visit any DMV office, we have DMV2U has over 20 transactions that you can do. So see if you can complete your transaction online. You may not have to come to an office at all. And every person that does go online frees up a space in line at an office.